Good morning. This is an audio update in the stock market. I'm Rich Posner's Critical Point podcast. It is March 5th. It is 8:42 a.m. Eastern Time. We just had the jobs report. Came out with 379,000 versus an average guess of 210,000. Now, yesterday I thought Dow Jones was actually saying 180,000. Wonder if I got that right or wrong. And then I was thinking earlier in the week, ADP was down like 117,000 or something, and they've been notoriously off the mark, yet people respect them because it's such a difficult thing to forecast. And I told you I thought we ought to have 142, 144,000 or higher, and here we come in with 379. So I'm even more right, but I must admit I'm surprised how strong that was. I think that's a great number, and yet the stock market is not doing much of anything. It looks like it's trying to turn up here. It's possible now they're going to be concerned that's too good of a number. That's another reason interest rates are moving higher. But I think the bottom line is this market is far more interested in what's going on in that interest rates. It could care, and then next would be inflation, and maybe it just doesn't care about the jobs report as much as everybody thought. My concerns is interest rates still are firm. They're up near last week's high, and last night I noticed my model was saying there's a good chance that they'll stay high into next week. I think a setback in interest rates can still occur this month, but I'm just concerned just how high are they going to run this. And yesterday, the stock market was very disappointed, bond market as well, disappointed in Fed Chairman Powell saying that, inflation can go up quite a bit, but he thought as we reopen the economy, but he kind of thought that would be temporary. I actually agree with that, but the point was he was saying he wasn't going to do anything about high inflation, give it plenty of room, and he was basically saying he wasn't going to do anything about this rise in interest rates. And some people are nervous that there's a little bit of a financial problem going on there, and he needs to step in and help. Some are saying, well, run the 10-year note to 2%. Maybe that's the level he's going to do something. This is a bit ridiculous to run interest rates this far, this fast. So there's a lot of ganging up here, very aggressive people, and I think they're getting a little irrational and anticipating interest rates should be this high. But that's just my gut feeling, just one person's opinion. And I do think eventually it'll calm down, okay? But in the meantime, what's going on with the stock market? Well, there's a good chance a level 4 bottom is coming in this morning. It does not have to show up to the end of the day. So the point is the market can be down all day. But it's saying it really ought to bottom this morning. We've washed some things out. Now keep in mind the level 4 is only the swings you see during a week. So very short term, okay? And it could be meaningless. And they haven't worked too well. Well, it depends how you look at it. They've been very volatile, and for a day trader, very profitable, but really trying to time them has been rather difficult here in the last few days. It's actually a sloppy market. It's even sloppier than what I recall back in the crisis last year and during the crash and then the big up move. I felt the model did fantastic keeping up with the level 4s, and I was very pleased how well the level 4s worked. At any rate, the next trend we want to watch is for a level 3 bottom, and since price is near that February 1 bottom, I wonder if this isn't something more important like a buy the dip opportunity long term. So later this morning, I'm not going to rush it this morning. I'm going to do the weekly update. It may come out quite a bit later today, but I'm going to do the weekly update for the subscribers, and we're going to discuss where are we at for these larger trends into summer, say for this month into next month, and then of course look at what's going on near term here, say in the next week and the following week, those different types of trends and bottoms. And of course we're going to have a discussion of interest rates. I'm really concerned there could be more selling coming from the interest rate, yet I'm thinking, boy, you pretty much washed a lot of people out here who bought from February 1st into mid-February. They had gigantic profits. They were feeling so happy-dappy, and then you take it all away from them, okay? And so what's going to change? Is that possibly going to change their attitude in coming weeks, that even if interest rates come down, people may be jittery for quite some time, because this really doesn't add up for this whole interest rate surge. I get some of the reasoning behind it, but it's almost like a bizarre moment where they just simply did too much, too fast, too soon. Now we're just going to see whether Powell comes out and wants to do something to turn that around. My guess is if you ever come out and did Operation Twist, I think that'll actually be bullish for the stock market because it's probably going to try to control interest rates. And some people are saying they'd like to see the Fed show some control here. But I think the Fed is saying, sometimes you just got to let the stock market drop. That if they want to sell, let them sell. You got to go on and do what you got to do to keep the economy going. Someday they'll probably be back and buy anyways, and that's kind of my attitude. So I'm kind of with Powell. It's just I wished he had given us a little better clue. They're already saying this may have been the worst comments from Powell so far, or anyone from the Fed in quite some time, that upset the market. But I kind of feel like sometimes stock market investors are a bunch of pansies. So hopefully that makes some sense. At any rate, a little later this morning we'll get going on that weekly update and look at the bigger picture relative to this really short-term noise going on here. Manage your risk relative to the analysis of others and your own. And have a great day and a great weekend. And if you're not a subscriber, you may want to get in there and see what we've got for this weekly update. Early next week, I may not have so many updates, or they may be just phone updates. I'm going to be on the road, so the video updates might be a bit delayed and a little bit something different here. Thank you.